Hello, good day. How are you today? You're good, right? Okay, so are you ready for today's lesson? You are? That is good. Today in agricultural science, we're going to be looking at current issues in African agriculture. Okay? Our topic for today in agricultural science it's on current issues in African agriculture. So are we ready for the lesson? We know that agriculture is a significant contributor to Africa's economy, right? It provides employment and income for a large portion of the population. It's a primary source of food for majority of African population, right? Agriculture also provides raw materials for various industries. So agriculture is really important in Africa, okay? But there are some issues, there are some problems in African agriculture. One of them is the food crisis in Africa. So we're going to be looking at the factors contributing to the food crisis. Do you understand? One of those factors that contribute to food crisis in Africa, insufficient production. Inadequate agricultural productivity contributes to a shortage of food, affecting both rural and urban populations. Not enough food. There is not sufficient food for everyone, leading to hunger and malnutrition. Insufficient production. Do we understand that? Climate-related challenges. Unpredictable weather patterns, droughts, and other climate-related factors impact crop yields, exacerbating food scarcity. Do we understand? Weather problems. Bad weather like droughts or irregular rainfall makes it hard for farmers to grow enough crops. So this is also another factor that causes food crisis in Africa. Okay? Do we understand? Conflict and displacement. Political instability and conflict disrupt farming activities, displacing communities and hindering their ability to produce or access food. Political problems and conflicts disrupt farming, making it difficult for people to get the food they need. Okay? Poverty and inequality. Widespread poverty limits people's ability to afford and access sufficient nutritious food, perpetuating a cycle of hunger. Do we get that? Poverty and hunger. Many people are too poor to buy the food they need, creating a cycle of hunger and poverty. This factor causes food crisis in Africa, okay? Limited infrastructure. Poor transportation and storage infrastructure lead to post-harvest losses, reducing the availability of food in markets. Infrastructural issues. Poor roads and storage facilities mean that food often goes bad before it reaches the market. Another factor, water scarcity. In many regions, water scarcity affects agricultural practices, limiting the cultivation of essential crops. Not enough water. Some places don't have enough water for farming, making it tough to grow crops. Do we understand that? Pests and diseases. Crop pests and diseases contribute to yield losses, further impacting food production and availability. Insects and diseases can destroy crops, reducing the amount of food available. Market access challenges. Difficulty in accessing markets prevents farmers from selling their produce, affecting their income and exacerbating the food crisis. So market access trouble is another factor. Farmers struggle to sell their crops because of difficulties reaching markets, affecting their income and worsening the food crisis. Do we understand? So these are the factors contributing to the food crisis in Africa. Okay? Good. Next, we're going to be looking at hunger and poverty in Africa. You know, when there is food crisis, it directly affects hunger and poverty. Okay? Limited access to food. Many people in Africa lack consistent access to enough nutritious food, leading to hunger and malnutrition. Many people don't have access to sufficient healthy food, causing hunger. Income insufficiency. Widespread poverty means people often don't have enough money to buy the food they need, perpetuating hunger. A lot of people are too poor to buy the food they need, creating a cycle of poverty and hunger. Agricultural challenges. Smallholder farmers, often in poverty, face difficulties in producing enough food due to factors like climate change and limited resources. Farmers struggle to grow enough food due to problems like bad weather and lack of resources. Lack of education. Limited access to education hinders economic opportunities, trapping individuals and communities in cycles of poverty and food insecurity. Limited education. Not having enough schools and education opportunities, making it hard for people to escape poverty. Health impacts. Hunger and malnutrition contribute to poor health, affecting both physical well-being and cognitive development, particularly in children. Health problems. Hunger and poor nutrition lead to health issues, especially in children. Do we understand? Water and sanitation issues. Inadequate access to clean water and sanitation facilities exacerbate health problems and further contribute to poverty. Water and sanitation problem. Lack of clean water and sanitation adds to health problems and makes it hard to break out of poverty. Unemployment. High levels of unemployment, especially in urban areas, contribute to the economic instability and poverty, making it challenging for individuals to afford food. Not enough jobs. Do we understand? Many people can't find work, particularly in the cities, making it tough to earn money for food. Rural-urban disparities. Disparities between rural and urban areas often result in unequal access to resources and opportunities. intensifying poverty and hunger. Some areas have better resources than others, creating differences in opportunities and making poverty and hunger worse. So solving all these issues in Africa is really important. Hunger and poverty in Africa, solving it is really important. Okay, so next we're going to be looking at meeting the challenges of African food crisis, hunger, and poverty. How do we meet the challenges of African food crisis, hunger, and poverty? Sustainable agriculture, promoting farming practices that are environmentally friendly and ensure long-term food security. Better farming, teaching farmers eco-friendly methods for long-lasting food production. Investment in infrastructure, developing better roads, storage facilities, and irrigation systems to improve the efficiency of agricultural supply chain. Build better roads and storage to get food where it's needed without wasting it. Access to technology, providing farmers with access to modern technologies for improved productivity and resource management. Use technology, give farmers access to modern tools and technology to help them grow more crops. Education and skill development, investing in education to empower individuals with skills needed for better farming practices and other livelihood opportunities. Help people learn useful skills through education, especially in farming and other jobs. Do we understand? Poverty alleviation programs, implementing initiatives that directly address poverty, such as microfinance projects and social safety nets. Start programs that give money or resources directly to those who need it most. Healthcare support, ensuring access to healthcare services to combat health issues related to malnutrition and poverty. Okay, make sure everyone has access to healthcare to tackle health problems linked to hunger and poverty. Climate resilience, developing strategies to adapt to and mitigate the impact of climate change on agriculture. Coming up with plans to handle changing weather patterns that affect farming. Do we understand? International collaboration, fostering partnerships and collaboration between African nations and the international community to address these challenges collectively. Working together with other countries. Join forces with other nations to find solutions that work for everyone. Okay? Market access improvement, facilitating better access to markets for farmers, ensuring fair trade practices, and improving income opportunities. Make it easier for farmers to sell their crops and earn a better income. Do we understand? Community engagement, involving local communities in decision-making processes and development initiatives to ensure sustainability and cultural relevance. Get local communities involved in deciding what solutions will work best for them. Okay? Do we understand? Doing all this way we can create lasting changes that make life better for people facing food shortages, hunger, and poverty in Africa. Okay?